Welcome to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Shuckman, alongside my trusty sidekick, sports director Chris Dewar. Welcome to Monday night in the aftermath of Week 1.
Indeed, happy Labor Day weekend to everybody.
Yes,
I hope everyone enjoyed a little respite. There was no respite for football fans out there. We had nothing but exhilaration on Friday night.
It was great. It was great. We had a first night of football. After all the football was done, we found out there were some kinks in the works that we have to work through.
Certainly.
With all of our staff and collecting all the information, and with our new website. Make sure you check out muddyriversports.com. The good people at Verbosity hooked us up, revamped our website. We've got a score ticker now. We're trying to keep things more updated, more things easier for you to find. And we had I know we got good response. We threw a scoreboard up on Friday night with all the area football scores, and I thought that went really well to get people updated as quick as possible as we could after the games ended on Friday night.
I thought that was a great idea. I think people like clear, concise, and the ability to get that information out there all in one place. And, it's really hard to find a compilation like that anywhere else. So I think we're starting to find some of our unique footprints.
Yes, and that's the goal.
Yeah, to make this the best possible coverage for all of you that we can.
And now that we're through Week 1, we've got ways to improve in Week 2, just like the teams are. And that's the fun part of Week 1. Whether you win or lose, or in our case, whether you make our quote-unquote deadline that we set for ourselves because we don't have deadlines.
Certainly.
But it's like, okay, what can change in Week 2? What can we do better? What can the teams do better? And so we're right along with you guys. We're working just as hard as you are to make sure Week 2 is better for all of us.
It felt like a win, but it's a win that needs some cleaning up.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you evaluate all the things that you do. And, I was up until 4 o'clock in the morning editing video. You were up at 6 a.m. trying to salvage some things.
Yeah, and we made it work.
So, we did make it work. Some video that we had expected didn't show up until Sunday.
Well,
so sometimes that's just how you roll in this business.
The crazy business of the internet. Things don't always go our way.
The fun part of this job, and it's been the fun part of this forever, is just the pure adrenaline in everything that we do that Friday night brings.
Yep.
I mean, we were on from about 8 a.m. on Friday morning straight through this thing getting done. And I think that's just reflective of the passion that we have and how much fun this job is on a Friday night to be the stewards that bring everybody the information that they want for high school football.
So, again, a good Week 1. How about we go through the scores? You can give some thoughts as we go through this. We'll kick it off right here in the Gym City. Flynn Stadium. Boonville comes across the river from Boonville, Missouri, 30 miles west of Columbia. For those who didn't know, I've had that question asked to me a bunch. Where's Boonville? 30 miles west of Columbia. They come to Quincy, beat Quincy High School 27-19, ending the Blue Devils' 21-game regular season win streak.
Harkens back to something Rick Little has said for the last couple of weeks. They were not coming here for a one-year deal on the road if they didn't think they could win that football game.
Exactly.
And that's a really good Boonville football team that's going to make a lot of noise in Northeast Missouri this year.
Across town at Advanced Physical Therapy Field, John Verberlow, our soon guest who will join us here at 7:15 right here in the CDS Office Technology Studio. 50-6 victory. He throws a touchdown pass in his first varsity start on the first play. I can't wait to get it. I have questions for him about that play.
I think we all do, and we've said it from the start. When your surname is Verberlow, you were born from the womb knowing how to play quarterback.
But a good start for the Raiders.
Awesome start for the Raiders.
Took care of business.
On all fronts.
Yeah, so took care of business. Great game down in Jefferson City. Elias beats Hannibal 23-20 on a last-second field goal to win it.
Awful start for the Pirates. They were down 20-0 at one point. Elias has this 3-year starting quarterback in Weaver who's really good. Most teams would have, fallen over. I mean, Hannibal did nothing for itself. Some punt coverage issues, 2 interceptions early. They fought their way all the way back to tie that game, and just an incredible turnaround. I think Cade Hoskins scored with 5:09 to tie it up at 20 apiece. What a comeback for Hannibal. The fact that they shut out Elias for 2.5 quarters up until that last-minute game-winning field goal, I think everything we thought about Hannibal's defense proved true this week, that they are elite.
And they're going to bounce back.
Oh, absolutely.
No question about it. Camp Point Central, ranked number 2 in Class 1A in the preseason poll, showed why. rolls Winchester West Central 50-8.
I'm surprised that we didn't get more fight from the Cougars.
Yeah.
I think this is a team that had a lot of talent back, has a lot of athleticism. Maybe Camp Point Central, the rumors of some attrition because of some things that happened with graduation, maybe those were overblown when it comes to Brad Dixon.
I think so. Carrollton, number 6 in the preseason poll in Class 1A, goes to Brown County, and the Hornets take care of business, winning 28-7.
Well, all of that talk about Brown County's offensive line and how good they were, what was it, 342 yards of rushing or some ridiculous thing against Carrollton? That's a really emphatic start.
And we are going to speak to Tom Little later in the 8 o'clock hour. He's got a JV game he has to be at. So he's like, hey, can we push it back as late as possible? I'm like, sure, we'll make it work.
Bless his heart. We'll work hard for Tom Little.
That's right. Out in Mendon on Friday night, Unity Payson beats Pleasant Hill 28-22.
Sawyer Allen, for all of the rumors of his demise, looked really good.
He certainly did.
So nice to see that with the Mustangs.
Yeah, Macomb beats Rushville Industry 28-14, the game you were at.
I still have a lot of faith in Rushville Industry, but Rushville Industry does not have a lot of depth. And they are out their starting quarterback. They are out one of their 2 incredibly talented pulling guards, and they just did not have enough. And what a debut for Caden Nupp, the new quarterback at Macomb, who was absolutely scintillating and made every throw he needed to make in the moment.
There you go. Illini West beats Lewistown 68-6.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise.
LVC is not great.
Right.
I think Illini West is better.
Yeah, no question. Farmington beats West Hancock 51-28. Not a bad effort from the Titans against a very, very good Farmington team.
Close game in the first half. That was the shocker of the night when I looked at the score at halftime at Macomb and saw West Hancock was down a score. I think it was 30-22 when I looked at it and went, wow, they're hanging with Farmington. I guess they fell apart in the fourth quarter. Talked to Chandler Dayton a little bit in Culver this week and said it just kind of got away from us late.
You can see that. You know, again, going against a tradition-rich team in Farmington, but good signs for the Titans.
I would say so, yes.
Riverton beats Pittsfield 29-20 in Riverton's return to varsity football.
That one shocked me. I'm not going to lie.
I
I thought Pittsfield, as primed and as good as they looked in the Week 0 scrimmage at Route, I thought that was a winnable game. But they got behind big early and couldn't come back either.
Those were all our Illinois games. Flip over to the other side of the Mississippi, to the Missouri side. Palmyra, impressive in a 48-14 victory over Hallsville.
Just an awesome performance for a team starting a freshman quarterback for the first time. They did a lot of things right.
They certainly did. Monroe City goes on the road to one of the most tradition-rich programs in the state of Missouri, Valley Catholic, loses 41-22. But that was a game in the third quarter, a tight game in the third quarter. Monroe City went on a 7-minute drive to start the second half and finish with a touchdown to make it a one-score game.
Monroe City is going to be perfectly okay. Yep. Don't read anything more into that than David Kirby wanting to test this team early.
Bowling Green takes on Clark County. Cody Spiegel's first game as Bowling Green's head coach. Bobcats win 42-18.
Gary Welch over 240 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. He's a man. He's just a monster.
Mark Twain at Highland. Mark Twain, Kevin Miles returned to Center, Missouri. 30-20 victory for the Tigers.
Really good showing for the Tigers. And Highland, it was a game early. And I talked to Chris Gauss this week at Culver Stockton as well and basically said the game got away from us in the fourth quarter, and that's basically what happened. That's a big win for Mark Twain.
Yes, it is. Harrisburg takes out South Shelby 24-16. We kind of expected South Shelby to have some growing pains, but they were in that game.
They were in that game. Harrisburg's good. South Shelby's not far away from being good.
Scotland County beats Louisiana 22-19.
Craziest game of the night. 2 touchdowns in the final 2 minutes to bring Scotland County all the way back. I talked to Coach Stott a little bit, and he basically told me that, you know, some crazy things happened, but all the talk about Louisiana is legit, that they are very, very good, and he felt very fortunate that his team had the fortitude to fight out of a tough spot and win the game when it counted.
We had a couple of 8-man games over on the Missouri side. North Shelby beats Bishop LeBlond 50-24.
Yeah, Mr. Browning is back and healthy with, almost 250 rushing yards and a couple of touchdowns. I mean, I saw highlights of that game on Huddle today. It was insane between he and Gannon Bowen, just how much they look like monsters running among little kids in 8-man football.
Yeah. Knox County puts up 70.
Best funny reveal of the night is the fact that Knox County has all of these weapons that I don't think people know about, but they're going to know about very, very soon.
So that was a 70-34 victory over St. Paul Lutheran. And then our one Iowa game, Williamsburg shuts out Keokuk 44-0.
Don't give up on Keokuk just yet. Obviously, Williamsburg is a perennial power and still really, really good. It's going to take Keokuk a little bit to get things going. New quarterback, new offense, kind of putting some things together. But, yeah, I mean, it's Williamsburg.
Yeah, no question about it. There's our Week 1 scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. A fun Week 1. But a lot to look forward to Week 2 as well that comes with it.
I think there were a lot of good teases. I think there were a lot of interesting developments, the Knox County thing, the Macomb thing. Obviously, you want to talk about how fun that Scotland County, Louisiana game was kind of at the end.
Yep.
I mean, there were a lot of fun developments, probably nothing more so than, watching Quincy Notre Dame kind of put all the pieces together. You heard Jack say right here on 11 Gold Helmets that, we're being overlooked. That's a good start to making sure people don't overlook you anymore.
A team that's being overlooked but was one slot out of the top 10 in Class 4A, moving up into Class 4A this year. They're not truly overlooked.
No.
But I understand where he was getting
Well,
at.
He's going to play the Rodney Dangerfield card, and as well he should. To good effect.
Yeah, and again, if you didn't check out the Muddy River Blitz, electrified by Excel Physical Therapy on Saturday morning, we will have that every Saturday morning. It'll be our video highlight packages coming to you all in one place, along with our scoreboard, along with our stories. So make sure you check out the Muddy River Blitz on Saturday mornings. This guy stays up way, way late trying to make sure it all gets done.
Well, and that's what we want to give you. We want to give you an extra sensory experience with video, your phenomenal photography, stories, the great writing. We want to give you something of all of it.
So we'll continue to do that. We look forward to doing that in Week 2. But right now, we're going to take a break. We talked about Jack Cornell. We talked about Quincy Notre Dame with a 50-6 victory over Grandview. When we come back on the other side of this break, the starting quarterback who threw a touchdown pass on his very first pass, 69-yarder too, by the way. Big play to start the game.
He had kind of a good debut this week.
Yeah, he did. So we're going to talk to John Verberlow when we come back. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We're coming to you from downtown Quincy in the CDS Office Technologies. I'm going to get it right before this year's through. Consistently right.
Oh, I have no doubt. You'll be nailing this by the end of this show.
Last week I left out the word office. I just said CDS Technologies. I don't think they were too mad about it, but the technical term is CDS, Office Technologies.
Well,
and they sponsor our studio.
We've got them right here just in case we need any quick references on the name.
Thank you for the hats, Danny Watson.
Indeed. Super.
So, we are going to stay right here in the CDS Office Technology studio. Hey, I got it right.
You did get it right. I told you.
For our first interview of the show, joining us, Quincy Notre Dame junior quarterback John Verberlow. Thanks for coming into the studio.
Of course.
Okay, you've had a few days to sit back, soak it in. It was Friday night as much fun thinking about it now on Monday as it was actually on Friday night?
Yeah, it was really fun just finally getting out there with the guys. We've been practicing all summer. Coach talked about all week how we get to finally cash our check that we've been saving up for all summer. Friday was the day to cash it.
Okay, first play out of the gate, 69-yard touchdown pass to Jace Allensworth. When did they tell you that was going to be the first play?
Tuesday.
Okay, so you knew since Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay, you go in the huddle, you know what the play is. What's going through your head?
Just let it fly. Let him. He's a good player. Just throw it up to him. Let him do the rest.
Did it work as well as you'd hoped?
Yes, definitely.
John, from your standpoint, I think you probably know better than anybody, but just how fortunate do you feel to get to play as a quarterback with this group of wide receivers? They don't grow wide receivers this tall many places and this athletic. I mean, you have to feel abundantly blessed that these are your guys.
100%, yeah. Obviously, Gavin going D1, and then Jace going to QU for basketball, then Robbie Reed, he's an athlete, and then Braden Smith, our slot receiver. They're all capable of making plays. I'm confident in each and every one of them.
So Coach Cornell told us that all of you guys kind of have it's a different personality team this year, that there's more of a direct personality to these guys. How much are they begging you for the ball? How much are you hearing about it in the huddle when they're open and you didn't see them? Is that part of the fun with this group of guys?
Yeah, I mean, they're all completely capable of getting open, completely capable of making plays. They just make their voices heard.
Diplomatic. I like what you did there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're confident.
Okay.
Each and every one.
Your dad, Kyle, was a starting quarterback at Quincy Notre Dame, 26 years ago now?
God, I feel old.
Wow, I'm old.
Yeah, I feel old.
We both had the privilege of covering your dad's teams. What advice did he give you going into the game?
Just go out and do your best. I know it's cliche, but I mean, he's worked with me all summer. He's confident in me. He knows I can make the plays, and just told me, you just got to go out and do it.
Is there anything he's taught you that really translated to Friday night to help you settle in as quarterback?
Not necessarily that he taught me, but like everything I did with him, just doing drills with him, being my coach throughout summer.
Is it nice to have somebody at home who understands all this and knows what you're going through before your first snap? Because I got to tell you, John, I would have been so nervous. I'm not sure I would have made it out of the locker room with my stomach contents intact, and you were so seemingly poised. What's it like having a sounding board at home who kind of understands the position?
It's much easier because, I mean, I can watch film at home with him. I'll watch film and I'll tell him, hey, I saw this on this specific play, what did you see? He'll tell me, you should have done this because of this, or you made the right decision because of this. It makes the game much easier that way.
What do you like, personality-wise, John, with your own performance? Are you somebody that grades yourself incredibly hard? Are you somebody that gives yourself a little latitude? Kind of how do you approach looking at you on film and kind of evaluating where you get better from week 1 to week 2? Because as good as you were, the ante's going up.
Yeah, I'd say I grade myself pretty hard, in my opinion. I'd say others would say the same.
11 of 13 passing, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. What do you remember most of those 13 passes? Is it the first touchdown or is it the incompletions?
The first touchdown.
Yeah, I figured. When all the dust settled, what was the message Coach Cornell had to you guys after the game?
Be smart this weekend. That's really what he drilled into us. We got a good thing going. We just got to keep it rolling.
Your first varsity start on last Friday night. What was it like running out for you to start the game, to come out of the locker room to that crowded advanced physical therapy field? What was it like for you?
It was exciting. I mean, obviously I got a little bit of the nerves from starting for the first time, but I mean, everyone on the team has my back. They all believe in me. I believe in them, and just it made me feel more comfortable. And then just playing helped me settle in.
How much of a safety net for you is that offensive line and knowing those guys? They will do everything in their power to keep you clean on every single snap. That has to help, just to be able to look down at those guys and know there's some experience there. There's some guys who take this job incredibly seriously, John.
Yeah, 100%. They're a good group. Obviously, we have Caleb Regan, our right tackle, returning, Ethan Peterson, left tackle, and he got the right guard's Grayson Hall, but he got hurt halfway throughout the year, and then center Dawson, left guard Caleb Zook. They work well together. They're physical. They play hard. Know what they're doing. Confident in them.
For me, the best part of those guys is the energy they bring. How infectious is the energy and their talkativeness? Because they'll talk a little to each other, especially to the defensive linemen. How much does that energy rub off on you guys?
It rubs off a lot. I mean, like, I would say just once one person starts being energetic, it just fizzles out to the rest of the team, and all of a sudden we're all hyped up and excited.
This is a great leaping off point for you. I mean, you have gone for 3 weeks hitting each other. You finally hit somebody else, and you hit them really well, and you took it to them, and now the season is in bloom for you. What needs to improve? And I know it was on paper, it was a pretty darn good performance on every front. But what did you guys look at when you got to film and say, hey, here are a couple of things that we need to clean up moving forward to become the football team that we want to be, John?
100% penalties. We had a lot of just silly penalties, like just a lot of holdings. I had a delay of game. We got to clean those up if we want to go as far as we know we can.
How much have you dug into film for this week's opponent with Alton Marquette? How prepared are you guys as the practice week begins?
We'll be pretty prepared by Friday. We'll start with like some introductory film Tuesday, and then just clean up some stuff on Wednesday. Like, just watch some more. Here's their tendencies. Thursday will just be a walkthrough, but we'll have plenty of time to watch film on our own. And then obviously Friday's game day, so we'll be ready.
How much film do you watch during a week?
A couple hours. I don't really time myself, but I know the area of what I watch.
Coach Cornell made a really interesting point with Shuck on 11 Gold Helmets about, hey, these home games are precious.
Yes.
You just only get a finite number of them in your career, and the feeling, as you well know, going out onto advanced physical therapy field is just kind of different than any other atmosphere around for you. Just, do you take a moment when things like, throwing a touchdown pass on your first varsity throw, happen? Do you kind of soak in the moment a little bit? Do you hear the crowd? I mean, do you hear the guys, the student section kind of losing their minds over you, John? And is that something that will stick with you for a lifetime?
100%. Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things when pregame, when there's no people there, about like 2 hours before kickoff, we'll walk around the field, and I like just looking around and imagining all the fans there, all the fans who are going to be there, student section yelling, just helps me get in the moment. And then when it actually happens, I've seen it happen, so I'm ready, and it's just that much better.
Okay, so Friday night, Alton Marquette comes to Advanced Physical Therapy Field. I'm going to be out there. We're going to have the truck out there. We might even do a shuck on a truck after the game. Who's the guy on the team, if I've sat him on the tailgate next to me, would say anything and probably doesn't have a filter? But you don't know what he's going to say. Who would it be?
I would say either Ollie Triplett or Caleb Regan.
This is where you're going to be aiming for interviews next week, isn't it?
Yes. Well, I was supposed to try to do one with Ollie during the preseason, and because of all of our schedules, it didn't work out. One night he needed to get to a volleyball game. The next day I had stuff come up that couldn't get there. I think he'd be a lot of fun on Shuck on a Truck.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So maybe, hopefully he has a big game Friday night. We can put him on the back of the truck. And you guys can all stand there and See if you can make him break. How's that sound?
Fun.
Awesome. Well, John, thank you for taking the time to come into the studio to join us. Really appreciate your time. Congratulations on a great week 1, and we look forward to seeing what happens in week 2.
Phenomenal job, John. Great job, buddy.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That was John Verberlow, Quincy Notre Dame junior quarterback, joining us here in the CDS Office Technology studio. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to take a big look at week 2's schedule and break down those games. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Why are you dressed like that?
It's Farm and Home Supply, right?
When we get in there, you're going to feel like an idiot.
See?
See?
They have everything.
No other place has it all, for farmers and everyone else too, like Farm and Home Supply.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary healthcare, from state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in the healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, alongside Sports Director Chris Dewar, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the CDS Office Technology studio. We appreciate John Verberlow joining us in studio. Great job, great interview.
Super impressive young man.
Yes.
Super impressive, and you can tell, and it's not a surprise knowing his grandfather and his father and his family, that he is
the whole
the whole gamut. But my goodness, just to sit there and talk with a young man with that kind of presence of mind and that kind of humility is awfully fun.
It was great, and we appreciate the coaches and the players who are willing to come in and do this. I appreciate the coaches and players that are willing to get on the back of the truck and chat me up on Shuck on a Truck. We've had a fun fall doing that. We'll continue to do that. We're going to try to do some game night Shuck on a Trucks. You're going to be out and about getting stuff too. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun.
You have big plans for this, and I happen to know one of these particular trips where you might be making it with a Hall of Fame former head football coach from the area.
We're going to try.
That I am most looking forward to.
Definitely looking forward to that. If I have to hog tie him, throw him in the bed of the truck, and drive him south on Highway 61, I will. But
I don't think you'll get much resistance.
Mark St. Clair, I'm coming for you, just so you know.
Nicely done.
Well, we are to week 2 of the high school football season. Let's run through the schedule.
Didn't we just start practices? This has gone by in a quick blur
it's a
already.
blink. We're going to be to week 9 in no time.
It'll be Christmas. We'll wake up tomorrow.
We had Christmas last Friday.
Yes, we did. We had our Christmas.
We had our
Friday.
Christmas. So, and again, you can always check out the Muddy River Blitz on Saturday mornings. This guy works his butt off on Friday nights to get all of our video stuff produced so that on Saturday morning you can get up and go to muddyriversports.com and check out all kinds of highlights. We'll have stories, we'll have photo galleries, but the Muddy River Blitz is his project to make sure we get plenty of video highlights from across the board.
A 6-minute take on the Macomb win over Rushville Industry alone this past week. That's what we're aiming for. That's why I came here, so we could tell long-form fun stories.
We'll have some of those this week. The first 2 games on our week 2 schedule, we've already kind of hit on. Quincy High School goes to Alton looking for a bounce-back game. We just talked to John about the Alton Marquette Quincy Notre Dame game. That's at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. And then you're going to head to Porter Stadium, new Porter Stadium.
Which is phenomenal.
Yes, great job by everyone in Hannibal of that project. All their athletic facilities have gotten an upgrade over the last few years, and it's fun to see. Lutheran St. Charles comes to Hannibal. That's where you'll be on Friday
That's
night.
where I'll be on Friday night. Bounce back game for the Pirates.
Yep.
Again, did a lot of great things down at Henches Stadium. Mike Tyson always used to say everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. You're down 20-0. People are talking about you as a Class 4 state championship contender.
Yep.
And you find that in the middle of the game, you bring it all the way back from 20-0 down to Elias. I think that Hannibal team has some grit to it.
We're going to send our guy, Shane Holsey, Muddy River sports writer, we're going to send him over to Greenfield this week.
We are.
For number 2 Camp Point Central at Greenfield Northwestern. I've been to, in recent years, the playoff game against Greenfield Northwestern at Camp Point, and what a great atmosphere and what a great game that was. This has become a pretty good little rivalry.
It is. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of atmosphere both ways. If you haven't been to a game, Greenfield Northwestern, it's an experience. These are 2 undefeated teams. Now, I know Greenfield Northwestern struggled offensively a bit this past weekend, just put up 19 points against Route. Route's a little better defensively than I think they showed against Pittsfield in week 0. Okay. But again, you throw out the optics of it when it's Central and Greenfield Northwestern, and it's you know it's going to be a war.
Brown County goes to Pleasant Hill. Brown County, which I expect to crack the Class 1A rankings this week. They were receiving votes last week, beat number 6 Carrollton in impressive fashion. Go to Pleasant Hill. Pleasant Hill put up a fight against Unity Payson last week. We will have a reporter there. We will have highlights from there.
Yeah, Rod Edwards has gotten that program moving in a nice direction. I'm not sure it's enough this week. Everywhere I went this week, that's all anybody wanted to talk to me about was Brown County and how good they looked in dismantling Carrollton on their home field, on Brown County's home field, obviously.
Yep.
It's build forward for Tom Little's crew.
The Dean of Area Coaches, Tom Little, will be joining us in hour number 2, so stick around for that. Unity Payson goes to Carrollton.
That's a big game all of a sudden.
No question.
Especially if you're Carrollton, because your back is now a little bit against the wall. And Unity Payson's playing with some house money after last week.
I agree. Macomb goes to West Hancock. Again, like we said, we saw some good things out of both teams in week 1.
We did.
Decatur St. Teresa goes to Illini West.
That's a big test on Jacob Kelvin's team. And obviously, we all kind of expected what they did to LVC.
Right.
This week, the stakes are higher. And this is where you start registering wins if you're Illini West against teams that have that air to them.
St. T beat Urbana in week 1. So good win for St. T to start the season.
It is, yes.
So that'll be interesting. Jacksonville Route goes to Winchester West Central.
Yeah, that's a big game for both those teams who are reeling from last week. And obviously, if you're Winchester West Central and you had the hype, this is kind of a chance to turn things around in a hurry. If you're Route and your offense didn't score last week, you got to answer that.
Yeah,
you lost an all-state caliber quarterback. You better find some options fast.
Oneida Rova goes to Rushville Industry. The Rockets looking to bounce back after the loss.
They are, and they did a lot of nice things against Macomb, and they too had a comeback late in that game where they cut it from 28-8 to down to 28-14, and looked like they might try to score again. Again, don't give up on Brian Lafferty's team just yet, but they are dealing with some injury issues. The Mitch Armstrong thing really hurts them. Pulling guards at Rushville Industry are the commodity they trade in.
Pittsfield at Athens. Sauky's trying to bounce back after losing to Riverton and get Dalton Barnes his first win as head coach.
Big game for both, obviously. Both those teams need that one this week.
Big game on the other side of the river, Bowling Green at Palmyra.
Yeah, you're going to have two of the best running backs in our area, and Wyatt Augsburg and Gary Welch, head-to-head on the same field. Really super impressed with what those defenses did last week.
Question.
And you look at some of the numbers that Henley Snow and Wyatt Augsburg just about had an 85-yard scoop and score fumble to go with his 14 tackles or 13 tackles. So those teams played some defense as well last week. That should be fun.
Montgomery County at Monroe City.
Bounce back week in Titletown.
Yeah, exactly. Harrisburg at Clark.
Clark was good last week in that first half.
Stayed right with Bowling Green.
They did. I mean, that's a tall order, obviously, but looked good.
South Shelby goes to West Trent, looking to bounce back from last week's loss to Harrisburg.
A short road trip, but I think it's one that South Shelby will handle its business.
Scotland County at Highland.
Wildly interesting game right there, just because Scotland County, I think, is better than people realized. I'd say the same thing about your next game.
Mark Twain visits the Stakes.
They go to the Salisbury Stakes, yes. Big win for, obviously we touched on it, big win for Kevin Miles and his crew. And we've heard a lot of good things happening within that program in terms of growth. So nice chance to prove it yet again.
Crystal City at Louisiana.
We'll see if Louisiana can bounce back from they were 2 minutes away from victory last week.
North Shelby at Sweet Springs.
I don't know that Sweet Springs is going to be in that game for very long.
I don't either. Knox County goes to Keatsville.
Keatsville got destroyed last week by Paris. I think Knox County is just as good, if not better than Paris. Could be another ugly score right there.
And then Keokuk goes to one of the wrestling capitals of Iowa,
they do.
Mediapolis.
This is a good chance for Keokuk to get back right at Meepo. First road trip, we'll see how the Chiefs respond. But again, I think that Chiefs team is a lot better than they showed against a really good Williamsburg team last week.
Fun week 2 schedule. We're going to have reporters at several places throughout the area. We're going to be collecting some video highlights from some other places.
Correct.
Trying to get some stuff. We want to bring you the best coverage on Saturday morning that we possibly can. We will have an updated scoreboard on Friday night. Our ticker will be live on our website. We'll get that updated as the evening goes on. I'm trying to learn how to do that from my phone so I can do it from the games as well. I don't know yet if I can pull that one off. I'm learning.
Well, and that's what we're all doing at this point, and it's new. And as good as it's gone, it's only going to get better.
That's right. So the Muddy River Blitz comes to you every Saturday morning, electrified by Excel Physical Therapy. You're not staying up till 4 a.m. this week.
We'll see what happens.
We're going to take a break. When we come back on the other side, David Kirby, Monroe City head coach, will be joining us on the Hess Auto Hotline. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
When you trust your healthcare needs to MDH, you'll receive the highest quality, compassionate care from our nationally accredited medical departments and award-winning staff. We are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing exceptional care right here in Macomb. We also accept Aetna, Healthful Inc., Blue Cross Blue Shield, and most other insurance plans for your convenience. McDonough District Hospital, your regional healthcare partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. kitchen and bath gallery, your home reimagined.
Not sure you're ready for retirement? With over 25 years of experience, the team at Benson Financial Group will meet you right where you are and craft a plan that's right for you. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
We are in downtown Quincy here on this beautiful Monday night. And it was beautiful this weekend. Great weather. Was out at soccer on Saturday. It was phenomenal.
Some of the best weather I can ever remember for games, and just, I think everybody took inventory of that as well. I heard that so many different times, the different stops we made this week.
So David Kirby, Monroe City head coach, what's the weather going to be like Friday night in Monroe City?
Oh my goodness. I saw a high in the upper 60s, which is gorgeous. Can't wait for that.
That's awesome. David Kirby, Monroe City head coach, joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. Coach, thanks for taking the time to hang out with us tonight.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. I'm excited to be on with you guys.
Well, it's an interesting week one for your crew. Hung right there with Valley Catholic. Great drive to start the third quarter. Valley Catholic just had a little more power at the end, didn't it?
They did. I thought we got out just a hair sluggish, and credit to them. They put us in a lot of spots that we just couldn't overcome early on, and then our kids just kept fighting back. And at one time we were driving. They were up 27-22 late in the third quarter, and we had a shot on a fourth and about a 9. We took a shot at the end zone, and this thing came up probably 6 to 7 inches, just a little too long. Otherwise, we could have been sitting right there up maybe 30-27 in a whole different ball game. But that's not how the cards were dealt for us. And our kids did play extremely hard. They left every ounce of themselves on that field. And as a coach, that's really what you ask for. And playing against an elite level opponent, we learned a lot of stuff about ourselves. We learned a lot of things, that we have to clean up. But we also learned that we can compete with the best in the state. So I'm really excited to see how we use that first game as a learning tool to push us into the rest of our season.
Shuck and I were talking on the podcast, which will drop later this week, about we were singing your praises because you don't duck anybody, and there would be an inclination for folks to want to start a season easy. You went the opposite route with it. You can't make it much harder than what you did, Coach Kirby. From your standpoint, that's a lot more valuable than playing somebody that doesn't require you to stretch yourself, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's one thing that I told myself a long time ago was I wanted to make sure that we were trying to compete against the best that we possibly could. And I have kind of a dream list of teams that I want to compete against. Obviously, Valley Catholic, we've been successful against them in the future. But it was an opportunity for us to really test where we're at. There are some schools across the river that if their conference would let them, I would love to have a little bit of a matchup. Brad Dixon, I hope you're listening. There are some games that I think are really cool games. We always joked, and I know when you would come over, when Coach White was still with us, we would always joke about the Carthage versus the Monroe Cities back in the day. How would it go? So that's one of the things that with us over here, we always kind of look at what games are out there, what can challenge us the most. So then that way we can go play them, and then we don't have to sit around the coffee shops and talk about the what ifs. We get to go see what we can do. So it was a great learning tool for us.
If we could orchestrate this and get Coach Dixon on board and you on board and make this happen, would you want it to be a home and home, or would you want it to be like a neutral site, biggest stadium we could find type of game?
I think biggest stadium we can find. I mean, Quincy's about halfway for both of us, and I think it'd be pretty cool. Panther versus Panther.
I know a guy at QU Stadium that might want to see that happen. Coach Kilday, I know you're listening out there. We need to make this happen.
So that would be awesome.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? That would be great.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about just what transpired in your conference this week, Coach Kirby, because Clark County acquitted itself really well on the road at Bowling Green in that first half. Highland had great moments at Mark Twain. What Centralia is. Palmyra, I think, blew the doors off a lot of people with what they did this week at home in a really strong offensive and defensive performance. This thing's going to be a dogfight, is it not?
Absolutely. It is every year. That's something that everybody asks me, how's the conference going to shake out? And I can't tell you top to bottom. I mean, any game on any Friday night in our conference can be a just brutal bloodbath because there are those rivalries and kids get up. I mean, you're dealing with a bunch of 15 to 18-year-olds, and you never know how they can be sometimes. And it's exciting. I mean, there are a lot of kids that are playing really good football. You know, you look at what Centralia brings back. They were extremely good last year. They didn't lose a whole lot, and they've got great speed, great size. I mean, they're going to be a problem for any matchup. You bring in the new coach over at Palmyra, and he's implementing his new style, and the kids seem to have bought into it, and they've played aggressive the past 2 years. So now they're kind of a year older, a little bit more aggressive. They seem to be playing. They played really fast and really physical on Friday night, and Clark's always well coached, and they just put up a lot of problems for a lot of people. So you get into our conference, there's just a lot of games and a lot of matchups that are intriguing. And you know that when you're playing in our conference, you better buckle those shoulder pads up a little tighter, because there's going to be some pad popping on those Friday nights.
Coach, how were your guys on the ride home? It's a lengthy bus ride home from Valley. How were they Friday night after the game?
I mean, they understood, obviously, that we lost. That's the given. But they also understood they left every ounce of themselves on the field. So they were exhausted. They were tired. I think and this is just kind of one of those kind of neat visuals in my head, when we're in the handshake line and I look back at my kids and you see kids that are bloodied and dirty, and you've got the grass stains on their shirts, and the wrist tape is just ripped off and it's covered in dirt and grass stains. And you just see how exhausted their faces are. And then you're walking across and you see the exact same thing on the Valley Catholic kids. That was one of those games where they made a few more plays than us, but there was such an aggressive style. Our kids slept well, for sure, when they finally let their heads hit the pillows. And they were exhausted. And all I ask of them is that they leave every ounce of themselves in the game. And they did that. And our kids, they took a lot from the game. We had our meetings today, and we watched a little film. So we tried to look at the mistakes that we made and the technical aspects that we have to improve. But our kids were excited because they felt they tested themselves against a high-level opponent. They went toe-to-toe with them for the majority of the game, and our kids feel they didn't play their best game, so they're excited to get back to work and continue trying to improve to become the best team that they can be.
You get to go back home to Langford Field this week for Montgomery County, and that's an opportunity to show out for everybody in Northeast Missouri for the first time for this team. That's a golden opportunity.
Absolutely. It's going to be really nice not having to be on a 4-hour bus ride and get stuck in St. Louis traffic. I am very happy that we get to just show up to the school and play this game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. We came out of the game. Obviously, it was a physical game against Valley, but we came out healthy, and our kids are excited to get to play this week. We broke the film down on Montgomery County. They are a much different team than what they were last year. Obviously, they've got a new coach, Coach Smith, and he brings in kind of a tough run-oriented offense. So it'll be a little bit different than what we're used to in previous matches with Montgomery County. But I think our kids, they were really dialed in and focused today at our practice. So I'm excited to see how much they can grow from week 1 to week 2. And I think Friday night is going to be a really good indication on the level of success this team wants to put on a field and how hard they do want to work for the remainder of the season.
Awesome, Coach. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. We will have a reporter at your game Friday night. So anybody interested in Monroe City coverage, you can come to muddyriversports.com and pick it up on Saturday.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you for all you do for the area sports.
Well, thanks, Coach. We really appreciate your time tonight, and have some fun Friday night at Langford Field.
We're going to definitely try. Try. So,
all right, man. Thanks so much,
Thanks,
Coach.
David.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
That was Monroe City coach David Kirby joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. What a great dude.
Oh, he is.
And I love that he brought up the idea of Monroe City playing Camp Point Central. We got to make it happen.
He is as entertaining as there is. And if you watch a David Kirby practice, it's an experience like no other. It's just different.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, one thing we didn't touch on this first hour so far was the colleges.
Okay.
We know Tom Sally's going to join us in hour number 2.
We do.
But Quincy University had a big home opener Western Illinois went on the road, lost at Illinois.
Yeah.
Kind of expected.
First 2 weeks are tough for the
First 2 weeks
Leathernecks.
are tough, but I think there's signs that they're going to get better. So we'll talk about all that when we come back. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
We'll be right back. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in the healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Why are you dressed like that?
It's farm and home supply, right?
When we get in there, you're going to feel like an idiot.
See?
See?
They have everything.
No other place has it all, for farmers and everyone else too, like Farm and Home Supply. Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
The behind the scenes is even more fun than the show.
I was trying so hard not to laugh when we came back after what happened in our commercial break. You just never know what'll happen when we go to break.
I got attacked by my earpiece. But I'm better now.
Hey, we're still here.
We're still here. We're still on the air.
That's a good thing. And we got a guest waiting for us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline.
A victorious guest who has done a marvelous job getting Illini West football back where it's supposed to be.
No question about it. Coming off a 68-6 victory over LVC. Joining us, Illini West coach Jacob Calvin. Coach, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Fun week for the Chargers in week one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot better to start off 1-0 than it has been the last few years where we lost that first one, and we're looking for the first win. So, a little bit more excitement for week two and looking for a big test coming up.
What was the thing you stressed to your guys? Obviously 68-6, game's in hand by the second half. After the game, what did you stress to your guys about moving on?
Just to enjoy it for that night, for Friday night, Saturday, enjoy it. But, we got a huge test coming in with St. Teresa. So, and the guys know it. They expected to win Friday night. And, now they're excited to get ready for St. Teresa. And they worked hard today with film. So they're getting ready.
You did a lot of things well against LVC, obviously, and people always look at quarterbacks. You've got one of the very best in the area, and Ethan, and he threw the ball extremely well on a very nice sort of leaned down balance. Did you like what you did offensively? Did you like some of the things that you've kind of conjured up in the early season to build forward into, as you mentioned, a much sterner defensive test with St. T this week?
Yeah, I thought Ethan played really well. I think he was 3 for 4 passing, and the one pass he missed, he was just a little off, and it was just like a pitcher thrown outside. But I thought he played really well. He only got tackled one time, and that was on a power run for him. So he looked like he was in midseason form already, and that's great for our guys. And we got the ball, we got going on our run game. Isaiah Knotts had a huge game, and kind of lent it over. Even when we put our twos in, they kept running the ball really well. So, they were firing all cylinders early, and worked out for us.
Okay, Coach, one of your linemen, Isaiah Giesler, made Chris Dewar's all-interview team. He's the captain of the all-interview team, according to Chris, after week 1. Is he that entertaining at practice as he was with Chris?
Oh, yeah. And what's funny about him is his nickname is actually Breadsticks. And I don't know how he got his nickname as Breadsticks. He won't tell me. But I mean, what you saw on TV, we see every day. That's just Isaiah Giesler. And, he's very entertaining, and he's actually a huge leader on our team. He's one of our captains, and, he gets our guys fired up, and he does a great job. And, he, like you say, he's just entertaining, and he's authentic. He's a guy that, what you see, you get. And we're lucky to have him.
You'll appreciate this, by the way, as well as a lineman yourself. I mean, I think you are blessed with some of the most intelligent, thoughtful linemen anywhere in the Tri-States.
Yeah, well, other than I think I saw somewhere where Elmwood has like 4 or 5 valedictorians on their offensive line. So we're fighting with them. Yeah, we're fighting with them to have the smartest offensive line. But our guys are smart, and they love football, and they love to hit, and they got some pretty good size, and they can move. And as an offensive lineman, like you said, it's great to see, and they come to work every day and put in the work and keep getting better. They even lift when they're not supposed to, and kind of got to get on them a little bit to take it easy on off days. But they just want to get better and keep working.
Coach, I was going to ask you who had the best nickname on your team. I think Breadsticks is right up there.
You're not going to beat that.
Do you have any other?
That's got to be number one.
Yeah. Do you have any other good nicknames? Any of your guys have good nicknames outside of Breadsticks?
I can't think of any right off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Understandable, because Breadsticks is right up there.
And he won't tell me where he got it from either. There's got to be a story behind it, and he just won't tell me. So it must not be school appropriate.
Well, maybe we're going to have to try to get it out of him then for you.
That would be a good story. That would be a great story.
You touched on your offensive linemen, and there's an ethic within your program, and a lot of it starts with Coach Lafferty and what Michael does in the weight room and the precedent he sets. You guys have transformed your football team, though, and that weight room work is kind of the difference last year between you not making the playoffs and getting back and ending that drought last year. Is it fun when it feeds off of each other with the weight room ethic?
Oh, yeah. I say this all the time, that Michael Lafferty's probably one of the best strength coaches in the area. Just looking at our guys, they just look different than the other teams we play. I mean, even just looking back throughout the years, Ethan James was a monster. Ian Benzinger was a monster. Isaiah Knotts is jacked. I mean, and we just keep getting more and more guys built into that weight room, and Coach Lafferty does such a great job with it, and they love being there. And, I mean, we got to kick guys out of the weight room because they're there for so long, and I think that's really helped. And the younger guys see the older guys in there working and, pushing to get better. I mean, there's competitions all the time during school just to see who bench presses the most, squat, deadlift. I mean, it's crazy in there, and it's fun. And, it's probably the biggest thing that we've done so far to help turn this around.
Coach, you got Decatur St. Teresa come this week. What do you have to prepare for when you look at St. Teresa? What's the number one thing you got to emphasize this week?
I think we got to be physical. They're a team that they're well coached. Their offense looks like an offense you watch on Saturday. They run a lot of spread stuff, and they've had some success the last couple of years. And our guys just have to come ready and be more physical. And we've got to get the ball. We got to be able to get the run game going early, and get the run game set up, and then Ethan can throw the ball. So I think we've got to start dominant and. Just get things rolling really early, just like last week where, the challenge was to start fast. I think we scored 28 points in the first quarter. That's, we just got to keep getting better and start fast this week.
you have Isaiah back, and you touched on it because he has had some injury issues. You're a different team when you have that true feature back in the mix.
Yeah, he struggled with a hamstring injury. He had it during track the year before and kind of led into last year's football season. And he dealt with it again during track last year, but he seems to be healthy now. And, he's a heck of a runner. He's physical. I mean, there's 4 or 5 plays on film from Friday night that you just see him lighting somebody up, and he just loves to hit. And, he's a great running back, but he's probably better at linebacker for us. He is all over the field. He might take the wrong step, but all of a sudden he's across the field making a tackle, and it's just fun to watch him. And, like I said, he just loves to hit and loves to play football.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking time to join us tonight. We know you got a big game to get ready for this week. I hope you enjoyed your Labor Day holiday and the day off, sort of day off, right?
Sort of.
Well, we really appreciate you taking time to join us tonight, and good luck this week against Decatur St. Teresa.
Hey, thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Take care.
That was Illini West coach Jacob Kalman joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. Again, they do have a big game this week against Decatur St. T. St. T beat Urbana last week, a bigger school. So it's going to be interesting.
These are the type of games that Illini West started wanting to be a part of again. And you can see the growth. I mean, they look physically, they look the role now. Yeah. So we'll see how that translates because, as you well know, St. T always looks the role.
No question about it. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to kick off hour number 2 with some college talk. We know we have Tom Sally waiting to join us around 8:15, and then we got Tom Little at the bottom of the hour. And late in hour number 2, we're going to shuck them up.
I can't wait. Hey, this is a good one, too.
This is a good one.
With some local ties.
No question. From the college level.
From the college level.
We love it. Stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are here for hour number 2, live from downtown Quincy. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman alongside Sports Director Chris Dewar. Hour one flew by, I felt like.
It did. It was super fun. We had guests who were energetic and excited about their programs. We did some high school stuff. I love the way you rigged the show this week that now we kind of have our college segment.
That's right. You know, so it's a good way to kick off hour number two. We do have more high school to talk about. Tom Little of Brown County, coming off a big win over Carrollton in week one, will join us at the bottom of the hour. He had to help coach or be on the sideline for a JV game tonight. So he was like, hey, can we push it back a little bit? I'm like, yeah, sure, we can make that work.
Tom Little is one of the busiest people you know, yes.
He did offer to sneak away from the sideline if we needed him on in the first hour.
He's very good to us.
He is. So that's looking forward to chatting with him. I know you went to Brown County during the preseason. I will be at a game later this year.
Yes, you will.
So we're gonna float Shuck on a truck around the area on Football Friday nights.
Was that? And I don't want you to distinguish, but was that one of the most unique experiences of your Shuck on the trucks going to Brown County with the Brown County coaching wives?
Oh, yeah, it was great.
That was so cool to watch.
You know, and did the same thing at Camp Point Central. A Camp Point Central Brown County game from the end zone on the tailgate of the pickup was a lot of fun too.
That's starting to look like that might be the biggest game in the WIVC North yet again.
And I'm planning on having the truck parked in the end zone. Brad Dixon has already told me I'm allowed to. He's got a spot for me set up, so
it's like the Jordan rules. We have the Shuck rules. You can park anywhere you darn well please, my man.
It's pretty cool that these coaches and athletic directors want us to be a part of that atmosphere and will allow us to do things like that. So it's a lot of fun. But we did want to get to the college game. Tom Sally's going to join us in about 10-15 minutes. They're Culver Stockton head coach coming off a big win over Texas College to open the season. First season opening victory since 2018. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they absolutely destroyed the steer. Had to steer clear of any Lewis Gossett Jr. references during that game, but we'll push that to the side. No, I thought it was, and we have talked about it. You and I have talked about it. Yes. Tom Sally was changing his coaching focus this year to concentrate more on the defense because the defense has been disappointing the last 2 years.
Yes.
They were 4-18 the last 2 years combined. We saw that. First shutout since 2018. He's got a dude at linebacker in Caden Thomas who's just incredible. Just a guy that changes everything. Got some really good guys up front. One we know well, you know, and Maxwell Hayes from Monroe City. I thought they performed very well, and the offense kind of picked up the ball from what the defense was able to do. Other than an early spate of turnovers in that first quarter, I thought Culver Stockton's offense showed a lot of growth potential. So it was a really good opener.
And the Wildcats' 40-0 victory over Texas College might have been the highlight of our area colleges had it not been for what Quincy University did on Thursday night. And that was a lot of fun to sit on the sideline and watch and experience. Because not only did the Hawks beat Concordia St. Paul 38-7, but Braden Little, in his first career start as a true freshman in his hometown, showed out.
So if Culver Stockton had questions to address defensively, Quincy University had questions to address about its youth and some issues in the roster construction that weren't obviously Jason Kilday's fault.
Right.
They were just things he inherited from recruiting changes, and I thought they answered them very emphatically. And look, I mean, it's not really a surprise to any of us that Elijah Genenbacher and Braden Little play well when the lights come very bright.
Yeah, we've seen enough of that.
But I think in that setting, with that crowd on a night that was a spotlight night, it could have gone wrong. It very well could have, and that those guys and the experienced veteran guys, you've told me this, and I don't know that I fully appreciated it as much as I did on Thursday night, how good that defensive front is for Quincy University. And it's not just Brock Inman or Brock Wiley. The defensive line is incredible. Those guys do such a great job. He had such a great game.
He did.
Yeah, and you don't appreciate it until you see it right there in front of you.
Had an interesting conversation with Dan McEwen, the defensive coordinator. First-year defensive coordinator, has had successful defenses at other places he's coached. He's been at Saginaw Valley, had a great defense there. He's coached at Western Illinois University.
Yes.
He's got experience.
Okay.
And he wasn't sure what to expect. He was a little nervous in that not nervous in the sense of, oh my God, but more of, how are these guys going to show out? What are they going to do? Because he's used to guys that really get after it in practice and then are just so energetic and focused all the time and getting after it. And these guys were a little more, okay, when game day gets here, we'll be ready to go. And it just was something he wasn't used to. And then the lights came on, they took the field, and that defense went to work. And he went, ooh, they're gamers. And I think, and that's it. The Brock Wileys, the Brock Inmans, the Jalen Vaughns, even the guys in the defensive backfield, DJ Cross and some of those guys made big plays. And again, they showed up when it came time to play, they're ready to play.
I think it was there was a moment after you win the toss and you defer and you go, we're going to put our defense out there on the field first. I think that was, chumming the waters, if you will, for the Great White Sharks in that defense.
Yep.
You touched on it the first half. I think Brock Inman had like 9 first half tackles.
He did, yes.
And everybody just kind of worked in sync in that front. And you're right, the secondary did look pretty good. I don't know how
they got some playmakers back there.
I don't know how much that it helped that there was such great pressure up front. Yep. I'm sure it did. But those guys can play too.
It does. And then you flip it to the offensive side. They were able to run the ball with
helps.
Different guys. Aaron Harvey had a good game. Cameron Cox had a good game. Braden Little ran the ball effectively when he needed to. And your freshman quarterback who wins the job in fall camp has everybody's like, okay, where does Braden Little fit? I was asked that question, I don't know how many times leading up to that opener. Well, everyone saw what I saw throughout the preseason, what the coaches saw throughout the preseason. Braden Little is ready for that level of play. He comes out, throws 3 touchdown passes, rushes for 2 touchdowns, completes 22 of 28 passes for 256 yards. He was dynamite.
I don't want to take anything away from QB1 because he is the deal.
He is.
But I think he has helped greatly in the fact that they have 2 of the best offensive tackles I've seen in the GLVC days for this program since they've been there. Those 2 dudes just and they do not allow their quarterback to get hit.
Nathan Smith on the left side, Trey Wentz the third on the right side.
Trey Wentz is really different.
Yes.
I mean, I know Nathan gets all the hype.
And he should.
And Trey was what, honorable mention GLVC last year?
Correct, yeah.
He's way better than that.
He is.
That was a disservice to that young man.
So I really was excited about what they were able to produce, the things they did on the field, and the way they handled themselves on the sideline. And I think in talking with Jason Kilday after the game, one of the things probably he was most pleased with was how his young staff handled themselves. The game was very cleanly played. Q didn't make a lot of mistakes, but everything was handled the way it should be on the sideline. If you haven't been around the offensive line coach, Jeff Fantuzzi, you just got to love the guy.
Yeah.
Just the way he approaches the game. Dan McEwen, he's where Shuck 'em Up came from.
Right. He's the man.
He's the guy behind that, but he's also a great defensive coach. Cade Warner with his dad, NFL Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner, at the game, called a great game. And again, across the board, those assistants, they all did their job in a very professional manner. There wasn't any craziness on the sideline. Everybody did their job. And if that continues to be the case throughout the year, the staff is going to elevate this team to a good place.
That newness of the staff should not have come together as well as it has early on.
Right.
There should be hiccups. There may be hiccups, but just they're so professionally into it.
No question.
And I think you found the right meld of coaches to personnel in this particular case because you touched on it. Those offensive linemen like to be coached differently. That front 7 likes to be coached differently, and it fits. And I thought we got some answers. I thought the wide receiver crew is a little better than anybody thought.
Yeah. Derek Miller had a good game. I think he can be their big play guy when they need him to. Owen Hampton, not only did he return punts, but he's a very good wide receiver. I think their tight end core is going to be very good. I'm excited to see what Chase Martin brings to the table. A true freshman out of Rockwood Summit. And he's become tight with Braden Little. They were at the Quincy High game together on Friday night. I think these kids like being in Quincy, these freshmen. I think they like this program. They like playing for Coach Kilday. Again, everything points to continued success and this program going the right direction. We'll see. They go to Roosevelt University up in Chicago this week, a GLIAC school that went 1-9 last year. Good chance to get a road win under your belt, because the schedule will progressively get tougher. But they're starting out with some winnable games if they play well, if they continue to play at a high level.
And I thought, again, there was some balance there. One of my favorite Hawks, Michael Lanier, had a couple of nice catches in that. And we've been waiting for that because this is the time you assert yourself, right?
Yeah.
And on that stage, he stepped up. Obviously, we saw Elijah step up when his number was called. I mean, there's a lot of, and I don't mean to emphasize this, but there's a lot of high character on that roster.
No question. And the funny thing afterward, talking to Coach Kilday afterward, now they gave him a Gatorade bath, and we're pretty sure it was purple Gatorade, just in case anybody was curious.
Lovely.
I talked about that with the guys afterward. But after the touchdown that Elijah Gennebacher scored, he went over to Kilday and thanked him for calling that play and Kilday said it's the first time a kid's ever thanked him for scoring a touchdown.
Who outside of Jason Kilday, though, was surprised by that? Are we surprised by that?
No, not at all. Jason Kilday wasn't really surprised by that. It's Elijah. First time it had happened. Yeah. So, again, great kids, great future for the Hawks, too. And really excited to see what happens on Saturday at Roosevelt.
Got to spin it forward, though.
Yep, that's right. You can't rest on last week.
No.
Got to keep pushing forward. Speaking of that, we got a guy coming up that needs to continue pushing it forward in Culver Stockton coach Tom Sally.
Looking forward to talking to Tom. Again, a lot of good stuff from this past Saturday.
So he will join us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline when we come back. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Ready to retire on your terms? At Benson Financial Group, it's about more than money. It's about purpose. With over 25 years of experience, our team works together to craft a plan that fits your goals and values in Quincy and Hannibal.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, coming to you from the CDS Office Technology Studio in downtown Quincy. Got it right.
Boom.
Danny Watson, I promise, smooth sailing from here on out.
He is a true professional.
Right now, we are going to go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline to talk to a victorious Week 1 coach in Culver Stockton College's Tom Sally. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, we're excited to be talking to you and excited to talk victory. I know this was a big moment for you of inflection going into the season. You promised us defense. You put your eyes on defense. First shutout since 2018. How pleased were you with that unit, Tom?
Yeah, we were really excited about the way we played. You know, it's one of those things on Saturday I was pretty excited, and I watched the film on Sunday, and I was kind of mad because we still made some mistakes that we probably shouldn't be making. But, you know, just kind of getting back to that and understanding, kind of who we are, and me going back and reflecting on how to become a head coach, what were my strengths, and making sure that I ask our guys all the time to be best at what you're best at. And that's kind of what I was best at. I need to get back to kind of who I am and doing the things that I'm best at, and, and make things right over there.
To get the season kick-started the right way, how did your guys take that afterward? Because I know how excited they get when they win at home, ring the victory bell and all those things. How were they afterward in the locker room and then as the weekend progressed?
Yeah, they're excited. I'm a big believer that you have to make wins feel different than losses. And I know some people have different philosophies in that. I mean, we celebrate pretty hard in the locker room. We get hype and celebrate and dance and kind of do our little thing in the locker room after we win. And so being able to do that, don't matter how many times you go and do it, it's still hell every time. So being able to go and do that and celebrate with them guys, have them being excited about all the hard work they put in the off season and all that we've asked them to do and the things they've done right, and have that kind of show up a little bit is pretty awesome.
You pulled it together really nicely, because I know you had I know how much this bothers you to your very core. You had 2 ugly turnovers within about 5 minutes of the first quarter, and then you cleaned things up. I know there were things when you watched the film that made you mad. What was it about the resolve of your team and their ability to pull it back, though, that on the back end, hey, mistakes are going to happen. These guys at least showed the chin to get through it.
Yeah, and that's what good teams do, right? Your offense starts out a little bit rough and your defense steps up. There's going to be another game where our defense gets caught a little bit in the first couple drives, and our offense got to make sure that they respond for us, and we talk about all the time who we are, and we're a team that trust each other, and that's one of our things and who we are, and and we believe in each other, and so we know, hey, listen, this side they're struggling a little bit. We'll pick it up right now for them, because there's going to be a time in the year where we need them to pick it up for us. And, as long as we keep on doing that and we keep on striving for those different things like that, I think our kids are going to put themselves in a good spot. It's hard for kids to just blindly believe in each other, nowadays, especially with just the way the world works a little bit, right? Where it's okay to leave and it's okay to do a lot of things. So our guys sticking around and believing in each other and believing that they could do these things is pretty darn cool, I think.
As you reviewed film and as you sat back and thought about the game, is there anything that jumped out at you that you went, okay, we got to get better at that to keep progressing forward?
Yeah, we ask our guys, don't get bored, get better. That's what we ask them a lot. And I tell them all the time, everybody in the country knows defense we're going to run. Everybody in the country knows what offense we're going to run. We can't mess up on the things that we are supposed to be good at, And we had a few mistakes like that. Now, luckily, they didn't get taken advantage of, but this weekend we're going to play the number 12 team in the country. And so you don't fill your B gap this week, well, their running back's hitting it. And you don't wall out the receiver the right way, or you overrun his back hip, he's going to get inside you and have a chance to split us for a touchdown. Or, on offense, we don't hold on to the ball. You can't give the number 12 team in the country extra opportunities. And so just kind of stressing it was one of our weekly goals to kind of don't make week 1 mistakes in week 2, and really taking that to heart. And I'd rather slow down and get something right than rush through it and get it wrong again.
I thought you showed a lot of really good balance on offense. You had 3 different guys who ran the football well for you. You have some change of pace that maybe is a little different than it was last year. Obviously, you have one of the best wide receivers in the country as well. You're just scratching the surface this week of what you can potentially do if this offense gets entirely in sync.
That's exactly right. Kyle is coming off of a little bit of a hamstring, during camp. And so, you're trying to limit him a little bit. Eli out there making big catches. And we got another kid, Logan, who is on a little bit of a hamstring himself that didn't get a chance to play. But we got a lot of guys that can touch the ball and make big things happen, And so it makes everybody a little bit better when everybody can do their job. And if we get to the point where our running backs are playing the way that we think they can, and the other receivers are doing what they're supposed to do, eventually they're either going to say, listen, everybody else is just going to beat us, or we're going to have to single up Kyle, and then he's going to go and he's going to go off on somebody for about 4 scores in a game. And so we're really excited about that. It makes you a way, way, way better football team when you don't just have to rely on one person.
Coach, you mentioned as we were coming on air that you're helping out on this Labor Day night with a little math homework. What kind of math are we dealing with tonight?
A little bit of long division, and I know this is probably going to be politically incorrect to say, but this new math is stupid.
Somebody finally said it.
Amen.
Somebody finally said it. Tom Sally for president.
Yes.
The newfangled math where they're trying to draw boxes and squares to show you how to. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to put it through the paper shredder, but.
Hey, 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's all. There we go.
That's it. I don't need 17 lines and 14 boxes and then an explanation on why.
Yep. Amen.
Because I said so, like my dad used to tell me.
Can I ask you a little bit about the calculus of your roster, though, and one guy in particular who, is a Monroe City kid. He plays nose guard, which is probably outside of offensive line the most underappreciated position on the field. I tell you what, Maxwell Hayes is sort of the backbone of who you are, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great, great kid. He's a kid that didn't have to come back this year and decided he wanted to come back to be part of what we were doing. And, a kid that spends an extra semester with you is somebody that, you're always going to kind of have their back, because he get when it started life and all that stuff. But he came back. He's a great kid. He gets great grades. He's a 3.6 plus kid. He's going to be a teacher and a good high school coach around here. Whatever school district is looking for young teachers and coaches next year, they'd be kind of foolish not to try to snatch this kid up and get them on their staff. He shows up every day. He's a captain. He's not scared to be the jerk once in a while. And in a modern society, that gets lost a lot of the time when everybody wants everybody to think that they're their friends. You know what I mean? He don't have a problem being the bad guy. And, it makes life easier for us a little bit when you got guys like that.
Well, we can tell you this, Coach. We got a segment coming up at the end of the hour called Shuck 'em Up for our big hit of the week. Your boy Max Hayes is our candidate this week, and Chris Stewart got a great shot of him sacking the quarterback last week. So he's our Shuck 'em Up play of the week.
That's awesome. And now you came out, you got 3 big plays, all great footage. So now you got to come out next time we're at home to try to make sure that happens again.
I knew you were going to do this to me. And absolutely, I tell you what, if it was remotely as enjoyable as this last Saturday, I'll be there with bells on because that was super fun to watch. Although I will tell you, after those first 2 turnovers, I didn't think I wanted to be anywhere near you during that game. I learned quickly that you were going to turn it around, though.
Yeah, I looked back and kind of looked up at the stands and saw my wife, and she kind of looked at me. I think she was more mad about it than me at a point. But no, yeah, I was not overly thrilled. When you shoot yourself in the foot, you don't mind when people make plays. Right. You don't mind as a coach, another team, they make a play, or a kid makes a great catch or whatever. You just hate it when you beat yourself on things that you practice every single day. And so some of that is opening day jitters. We had a freshman running back in his first college game as a true freshman starting. And you have a quarterback that hasn't played a ton of college football games. And so some of that stuff happens. They kind of get out of their system a little bit. And that's why afterwards we were kind of clean sledding, they kind of, that's my mistake. And they didn't make a second one. And so I was really excited about that.
Well, Coach, I know you got a big road trip to Mid-Am this week. Good luck, and we really appreciate you taking time to join us tonight.
No problem. Anytime you guys want to talk, I'm excited to do it.
Good luck with that new math.
I appreciate it. Have a good day. Go Wildcats.
That was Culver Stockton College coach Tom Sally joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. New math. I'm with him 100% on this.
I was good at a lot of subjects. Math was never my strong suit. And when the kids would come with math issues, I generally shove them off.
My wife will tell you, because anytime we need something added, or she'll just go to me and goes, "Can you add this for me?"
It's nice that you're the savant in the family. I am not.
I don't know if that's true, but I can add. So
there you go.
We can make it work. That was fun. That was fun talking to Tom. Again, great win for the Wildcats.
It
started
is.
off. Tough test this week going to Mid-American Nazarene.
Super tough test, but you're approaching it with some momentum.
Yep.
You've got some dudes on defense, like we talked
You never
about,
know.
that make plays. And that freshman running back was pretty good after that initial hiccup and, 73, 79 yards I think he finished with.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's a pretty good debut.
No question. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to catch up with Tom Little, Brown County coach, coming off a big victory over Carrollton, and we're going to find out how his JV team did tonight.
I think that's important.
I think so, too. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
It's hard to believe we only have a half an hour left in this show, isn't it, Chris Stewart?
It has gone by. I've learned the pace of this show. Last week it was like, this is 2 hours. I've never talked for 2 hours straight, at least on on a media source.
Yeah, all you ever did were half-hour shows.
That was the longest I could go. Yes.
Now
I don't have your endurance.
You're adjusting.
I'm adjusting.
There you go. Well, talk about a guy who made some big-time adjustments last week and got up a huge victory for the Brown County Hornets. Let's go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline and talk to him. Brown County coach Tom Little. Coach, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Now, we know you're in the vehicle. You're in special company from what we found out in the commercial break.
The legend is with you.
One of the legends of Brown County football alongside you. How much fun is a Monday night on the road for a JV game and the chatter that goes on between you and Coach Fullerton on the way home?
I think this is the fun part of coaching is going to JV games, being with these guys. I got Coach Fullerton in there, Coach Volk's driving us, Coach Grady's in here. So there's a lot of football knowledge.
Holy cow. Wow.
And when we're going, it is good. It's good just to be able to spend time with these guys, be able to talk about, what things that we saw Friday and things we're looking forward to this week. And then just becoming buddies and just talking, talking about life and those type of things, which makes this great opportunities.
That sounds like a crew that would be really fun to put in the shuck truck and go on a road trip with.
I tell you what, you take this group on a trip, you're going to have a blast. And, Coach Volk, he's our music guy. Coach Fullerton's the jack of all trades in his trivia knowledge. Eric's the sports guy who's going to know it. And, he's the gambler in our group. that's going to be able to tell you the betting odds on things. And, I just got a lot of life stories. So, you guys, this is probably a documentary video. Hopefully not Thelma and Louise type, but, something that'd be fun.
Well, let's document just exactly what took place last week with Carrollton, because you were the talk of the football culture with the impressiveness with which you handled a very difficult task. Because I don't even think in retrospect, how good that Carrollton team is, and what you were able to do and the way you were able to execute in week number 1 is pretty rare for a group of guys. They all touched on it. Openers have been sort of a bugaboo for the Hornets in recent years. What does it mean to your program and your kids to finally get off on not just the right foot, but an emphatic foot, Tom?
It was a great feeling. We have had some really tough week 1 games here recently. We don't get that easy one to start. And, last year to go into Greenfield and play, a great game of 6-0, and it was one of those building moments in here. And we knew we had another one this week. And, to see a Carrollton team with a quarterback that's, a four-year starter. They've got a really good wide receiver. They had some really nice weapons and some linemen coming back. We knew it was going to be a good test. And, our kids really responded well by being physical and really starting off by being a very strong running team. And defensively, we just flew around and made a lot of plays. What was the best thing you saw out of your guys on Friday night? I think the best thing is that we saw so many different kids get on the field. And, we really worked hard to try to get so many different athletes involved because we have a ton. And to be able to see them all get on the field, do their thing, come off and then be supportive. They want to be in there, but they understand, hey, I can't be in there, and at the same time this kid is. And, they're cheering them on, working with them. And, just the way this group is getting along as a team has really been a lot of fun. And, I think it's going to carry us to a lot of victories this season. I know you're a pro football guy and obviously a Packers Hall of Fame fan. I just like to drop that in casual conversation. But I think you guys have discovered the value of rotational players, and that's not often afforded a small school in the state of Illinois, and you have that in abundance. And your guys talked about it. It's nice to have a break and a blow for the guys that have to go 2 ways. You're not stuck in that same old sort of 1A trap anymore, are you, Tommy? No, we've got some really good kids, and they believe in what we tell them. And we've told them if we can get as many different guys on the field, it's going to help you later in the season. Coach Under, when we worked with him, I remember how frustrated some of those guys would be, your Ashton Greenwald, your Wyatt Green, when they weren't getting the carries in some of these games. Jim always had that play in that I got to keep you healthy and I got to get you ready for a long playoff run. And our guys believe in that same thing too. That if we have a lot of carries 1 week, the guy's probably not going to get a ton of carries the next week. And they understand it's a system. It's a workload management thing that we've got to do to keep these guys healthy, because their goal is to win as many games you can in the regular season, get in the playoffs. But the main goal is to win as many games in the playoffs as you can. And, when they understand what our goal is and what we're trying to achieve, kids really buy into that. You've had the opportunity to watch Coach Fullerton enjoy watching his son succeed for you over the last several years. Now you're seeing your son Vince succeed for you. How much fun is it for you guys as dads to be in that moment? As much as you are coaches, you're still dads too. Yeah, Matt, hopefully you still got us. I got enough of that conversation. I think you asked about, coaching our kids. Yeah. And, for Coach Fullerton and I, it's nice to be able to, we've gone through a lot of other people's kids, and to get to the point that you're coaching your own is a really nice thing. And, we enjoy all of them, because, we've grown up with them. For these seniors, Heath and I were coaching them in second grade basketball, and with Bo's group, the sophomores, we've been coaching those kids the same way since they were young, through basketball and track and Little League baseball and everything else. So, it's a really enjoyable time to be in an opportunity like this with our kids as part of it. Your kids are different, Tom, from one another. I know Heath's kids, Tate probably could run for politics somewhere. Tice didn't want to be anywhere near a camera, and Trey's kind of the middle approximation of them. I mean, it's kind of fun, though, to see, coaching different ways to different kids to get the best out of them. This deep in your career, just how much fun is that for you to have that challenge of the interconnective personality piece that goes along with getting them to their best selves on the football field? Yeah, sorry, Chris, you cut out on most of that, but I think I think the big thing about coaching for so many years in Brown County is we've had the opportunity to coach a lot of different kids, and we like being around these kids, but I think the relationships we build with them is the big thing. Usually when we run into them, we talk football for a little bit, but after that, we really get into talking about, where they're at in life and, how are they married yet? Do they have kids? How are those things going? Do they enjoy being a dad? And, we really do enjoy the commitment that we get from these kids through the football season. They become part of our family, and we're happy with all the success they have in life.
Is Coach Volk taking some weird back route to get home, and that's why you keep losing service?
Hey, I completely lost that question.
Yeah, we'll blame Coach Volk for that one as well with the driving.
Well, we know you're on the road, so we appreciate you taking time to join us. We'll let you go so that way Coach Volk can concentrate on the drive, and you guys can get home safely. How's that sound, Coach?
Yep. Hey, guys, we're I guess in a really bad spot right now, so I might not be able to get you for about 5 more minutes. But I got you now.
Okay. Well, what I was saying is we're going to let you go because I know you're on the way home from a JV game, and sounds like you're on a back road with spotty service at the moment.
Yep. We finally got out. No, I appreciate you guys having me. We've got a really good group of guys, and hopefully you guys are still wanting to talk to us about middle of the season. Hopefully we're still on a good winning streak and looking hopefully to be a team that's a playoff team again.
Well, I'm bringing the truck to Mount Sterling sometime soon, okay?
Well, I was going to say, there are going to be a lot of people. I tell you what, your truck is a hit. With our wives a couple of years ago in it.
Yep.
So, you might want to put a fence around it. I think it's going to be like a Taylor Swift situation when you pull in, that everybody's going to be mobbing you. It is. We appreciate what you guys do. I tell you what, I normally watch. I read articles during my lunch, but now I'm watching you guys, and you guys are doing something really special. To get it back to where it was when I was in high school. We're picking up that newspaper, we're checking those scores, and we're waiting to see what you guys put out there. And I think that's what's really making this fun about what you guys are doing is being able to see these kids be able to experience some of the stuff that we got to experience. With the way that Steve Lutens and Quincy Harold-Wig and Frank Cashes and I could name Don O'Brien, all these guys that used to do great things. So hey, we appreciate what you guys are doing for kids.
Well, we appreciate that, and you guys are so much fun to cover. And continued great work, Tom. I know this is just the start of a good journey, but it seems like it's off to the right foot.
Yeah, it is. I got a great coaching staff. I got some great kids, and we got a great community that supports us. And there's some good things going to be happening in Brown County here the next few years.
Awesome, Coach. Well, be safe on the rest of the way home, and we look forward to talking to you down the road.
I appreciate it. I appreciate Heath Fullerton not getting too mouthy on the way, so we kept him quiet. So I got to unleash him the rest of this trip, guys. So I appreciate you.
All right, Coach. Take care.
Yep, we'll see you. Bye.
That was Brown County coach Tom Little joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. Sorry, I cut you off.
You just got compared to Taylor Swift. Does that mean I get to call you M Shizzle like T Swizzle?
No.
You're going to punch me in the break, aren't you? I knew that was coming. Yes. It's worth it. The Taylor Swift of Brown County.
Okay, we know all 4 of those guys in that car right now. Yeah. That's got to be a fun conversation on the way home.
Everything they do is fun. You get that whole group together, they're hysterical.
So appreciate Tom taking the time to join us after the JV game. And again, we will have a story tomorrow on the guard makers of the Galaxy. Yeah. Heath Fullerton and Lyle Klein, 2 of their line coaches with a huge pedigree of and a history of producing great linemen.
Well, and that's just the point, is that you get one of these guys maybe in a lifetime on a staff. To have 2 because Lyle was available.
Yep.
To have Lyle and Heath working together on the grid.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh my good. And it's not just great instruction, it's entertaining as can be, as you probably gathered from listening to Tom.
No question.
Lyle Klein has the driest, best sense of humor of just about anybody in Tri-State football. So they're a treat, the 2 of those 2.
Well, you can look forward to that coming up tomorrow morning at MuddyRiverSports.com. Right now, we're going to take a break and get you ready, because when we come back, we're going to shuck them up.
Oh, are we ever?
Stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Why are you dressed like that?
It's Farm and Home Supply, right?
When we get in there, you're going to feel like an idiot.
See?
See?
They have everything.
No other place has it all, for farmers and everyone else too, like Farm and Home Supply.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in the healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are coming to you from the CDS Office Technology Studio in downtown Quincy. It's been fun tonight.
It has been super fun tonight.
You had a fun weekend. You got to see some good football on Friday night.
I did.
You got to see some big plays right in front of you.
I did.
On Saturday over at Culver Stockton College on the Hill. I mean, the blocked punt highlight couldn't have worked out any better. The fact that it was right in your face.
I thought at that moment that I was going to win the $1 billion Powerball later that night just because how fortunate I was to be where that block punt came. That was really good. We had a lot of candidates for the Shuck 'em Up play of the week, didn't we?
We did. And by the way, did you buy a Powerball ticket for tonight?
I did, although I gave it to my wife, so she may have absconded with my $1.1 billion.
So if we hear that there was a winning ticket bought in Quincy, Illinois,
yes,
and you go home and she's not around,
yeah, we'll know what happened.
We know what happened. Yes. But again, we're collecting some really cool highlights as we get going. Again, this was just week 1 of the football season.
It was.
And we have a really good candidate for the Shuck 'em Up Hit of the Week, brought to you by Platt Daddy Barbecue.
Come for the highlight, stay for the Jeremy Platt celebration cameo.
That's right. How about we do it?
Let's do it.
Shuck 'em up!
Monroe City's Max Hayes with the big sack from the nose guard position.
Doesn't happen very often.
And again, you were in great position for the block punt. You were in great position to get that shot.
We were in great position tonight to talk to Tom Sally about just what Max Hayes means to his program. We probably should have done the same with David Kirby, because I'm sure we would have heard the very same type of praise for that young man. He is just built different from a character standpoint. And again, that's been a theme of our college success. You build around character guys.
Yep. And so thank you to Platt Daddy Barbecue for helping us bring you the Shuck 'em Up Hit of the Week. Congrats to Max Hayes. We are in the process, just so everybody knows, we're going to get it Shuck 'em Up t-shirts for all the winners.
Might even be a celebration at the end of the season, perhaps.
We might have to see what we can do with that. I believe the text I got from you just said, I like food.
It did say that, and now that we have an association with our favorite Q master, we may have to see what we can do there.
We like barbecue.
We do like barbecue.
We do like barbecue. But no, thank you, Jeremy Platt, for doing that.
Awesome stuff.
And I love his little cameo.
Oh, the LeBron. Yeah. Oh, that was with a dust.
So
awesome.
Again, Shuck 'em Up, brought to you by Platt Daddy Barbecue. We'll be coming to you every week. We'll do it on the show. We'll post it to our website. And again, we're getting T-shirts made for every one of the recipients. We'll get those out to those guys. And you never know. Maybe we'll get some of the Shuck 'em Up T-shirts on our e-store, so people can order their own Shuck 'em Up T-shirt if they so choose.
Chris Gauss, Max Hayes, we're off to a really good start with that.
We are. Who's going to be this week? Who's going to get the highlight that ends up being the Shuck 'em Up hit of the week?
We've been very fortunate, I'll hope the camera magic continues this week.
Throw a little pixie dust on it and see what happens. Or a little barbecue dust. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's wrap things up. It's been a fun Monday evening, and we still got a few more things to get to before we send you off for the night and into week 2 of the football season. So stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
What has been a quick 2 hours tonight? This has flown by.
All kidding aside, is this not better with a co-host to have somebody help you shoulder the load? Because I would watch you and I would go, how the heck is Shuck filling 2 hours on his own?
There were times last year I felt like I was just listening to myself over and over and over again, like, do I really talk that much? And it's like you kind of had to get through 2 hours of it. So yes, having you alongside,
good. Not
only for the show, but for everything we're doing, is fantastic.
Well, I'm entertaining you with a break by trying to kill myself on the earpieces over here. Lucky I didn't hang myself.
But yeah, it's we're into week 2. This is the kickstart to week 2 for for high school football and for college football, and I think we got some intriguing matchups coming up at the end of the week. I know we're going to get guys out to a bunch of different places. I know you're going to be in Hannibal Friday night. We'll see what Saturday brings. Maybe there's a long road trip in your future. Maybe there's not. We'll see. We'll see how Friday night goes.
I think a lot of what is happening is we're kind of playing it by ear. And the goal is to get to everybody. I mean, last week for me, my long form was Macomb-Rushville Industry. I'm hoping it's some different venue based on the fact that we've got a lot of good teams every week.
Well, and the plan for me is the same thing. Right. With Shuck on a Truck. Last week I was at Quincy High School. This week I'm at Quincy Notre Dame. Now that I've seen both Quincy schools, then it's time for me to venture out into the area on Friday nights.
You love doing that because everywhere is different. I'm not sure everywhere is going to treat you like it's the Eras Tour. But it's always different. God, I love that. You're going to hear no end of the rift between you and Taylor Swift.
Oh, geez. Tom Little, thank you very much. But no, what's fun for me is going to the different venues, going to the different schools, and talking to the people.
Right.
And whoever comes up. And again, if you see me at a game and I'm sitting on the tailgate of the truck and there's an empty spot next to me, come over, sit down, have a conversation. You know, I did that one night. Jim Unruh popped in. I was at Macomb, and he showed up at the game at Macomb, popped in, sat down on the tailgate, and I think about an hour and a half later, his wife came looking for him finally.
Nancy is a sainted woman, by the way, if anybody is not aware.
So, again, it's a lot. What we do is a lot of fun. We hope that you enjoy the fun we're having, and that you feel that when we come out to a game, that you get to enjoy it with us.
This does not work without all of you, and we are mindful at every turn that everything that happens here is a source of your passion for your kids, your communities, and your schools. And we're just two lucky dudes who get to be along for the ride. And that's the fun part for both of us. And yeah, you touched on it. How much fun is it every week to go to a different venue and just kind of see every aspect of our football culture in everybody else's different version of it.
And what I want to remind some of our viewers and some of our listeners is, just because your team isn't on the scoreboard doesn't mean we're not paying attention. Again, we have our coverage area is a certain size right now. From day one when we launched this on August 16th, 2021 was the first day of MuddyRiverSports.com.
Right.
We've grown little by little by little. You know, we're going to continue to do that. Do we get to all the schools you want us to get to? I don't know if that ever happens or not. We'll see how time progresses. But please understand, we have limited amount of people and we have a coverage area we're trying to stick to this year. So if your team's not on the scoreboard, please understand that.
And the more successful that is, the better chance down the road that your team may be, because we are looking to make this as big as we humanly can when we can, but we are a startup. And we've had a lot of success early. That's, again, a credit to all of you and to Bob Goff's vision.
We appreciate you guys reaching out.
We do.
Just bear with us as we grow.
And again, there'll be a lot of tangent coverage as well, as you will see coming up from the games that we cover. So we're excited about it. Again, we're not abandoning anybody. No. We're just trying to grow.
Tourisms will drop on Wednesday. Game night guide on Friday morning. We'll have college game day on Saturday to preview those games.
Debut this week of Classroom Champions as well.
That's right. That'll be on Wednesday. Classroom Champions brought to you by Dot Foods.
Awesome.
We've got a good one this week to kick it off.
We do. We're starting off with the pride of Highland High School, about as good a two-sport athlete as you're going to find in Miss Addie Abel.
So you'll have that on Wednesday morning when you get up. Mud Brothers podcast will drop on Wednesday morning as well. Got some fun things we talked about this week on the podcast, so we did look forward to that.
It's fun to just do this, and I'm glad that people. I know a lot of people want to do nothing but sports, but I like the fact that you and I kind of, take a little time to.
Why not?
Shoot the breeze about whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. So, and we'll continue to do that because it's fun.
God help you all.
You will be in Hannibal on Friday night. I will be at Quincy Notre Dame. We'll have reporters all around. And then we'll meet back here next Monday night to do episode 3 of season 2 of Monday Night Lights.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you guys for paying attention, for watching and listening. Make sure you remember you can always go back and watch our shows either on our website, on YouTube, or on Facebook. We'll have it loaded for everybody to watch. So thank you for tuning in.
Would you say today was a fairy tale? T-Swizzle? M-Shizzle?
See, what's bad is I knew where you were going with that, but I don't know the reference because I'm not a Swiftie.
I'm not a Swiftie. I'm a Swiftie by association, sadly.
You're a Swiftie dad.
I am a Swiftie dad, yes, and a Swiftie husband.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
Okay. Van Halen rocks, by the way. Thanks, guys. This has been another episode of Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.